first
Very
place.
nice game by Westra. He's playing huge for his team.
And Chaos, obviously, with the Ash and the other team. But I mean, we saw the stats before. I need to show it anyway. Look at this. Look at this. Do you see this? That's Timo. That's Timo
Almost
right there.
off the chart. Almost having to make a whole new graph position for himself. Let's go to Gold Earn and see where that really came out. Oh, I think it's near the top. Yes, right there.
Yeah.
And we'll see just so much gold earned in this game. The Rain Man being able to get so much for himself as Timo. Again, you know, being able to get all those kills is going to farm him up so much. The creep score was really what brought it in the game for Epic. And those gold per second items were really helping them out. You see how much healing Dyrus actually did with the items.
Himself, yeah, even though the X Special is an actual healer, Dyrus healed more with his ultimate. Just put it on whenever you have it. Why not? Magic damage dealt, Dyrus. Unfortunately, and this is something that we're going to get at some point, we don't have damage dealt to champions, which would be the more interesting stat, because this includes damage dealt to minions, obviously. But yeah, just poisoning those minions all the time. Let's see the damage taken. Let's see who was actually the tank for these teams. Dyrus.
Look at that, doing such a good job. It's almost like, you know, watching a great soccer game and you have possession of the ball 80% of the game, and it's just that one split second of that moment that the other team takes over and gets what they need. That one chance that they have, they put it in the net, and that's really what TSM did in this spot. They came off the momentum of last game. They had they got a little jittery in the beginning. They started losing a lot of composure, but they brought it back. The few team fights, and they were really able to break it up in the jungle.
There's a few things I want to point out still that just strike me as so odd from a European standpoint. I mean, we have Starks further on Tarek here. It's a good item. He is a support. It's great for him to build it so nobody else needs to spend money on it, but I don't know. It's working. It's clearly working. They've won the game, and we're now going to cut over to the players, and we're going to see what they have to say for themselves.
To the tournament area.
Hey everybody, it's Andrew Beagle, and I am here with Dan Dim from Epic Games and Reginald from Team Solo Mid. Boy, guys, that was a nail-biter. It was one of the longest games we had in the tournament, back and forth. At one point, you guys were up, 6K gold, and then the turnaround, to Team Solo Mid being up almost 12,000 gold. What happened there? What were the big mistakes that played into that?
Basically, we were just out of position, and they caught us, and we just tried to recover our lost position, and then that resulted us just getting... Well, we lost all our players, and they got a free Baron, and just continued to take down all our towers.
Gotcha. Okay, so one of the questions that have been kind of in the forums for a little bit is, why Timo? We haven't seen him in competitive play for a while. What's with that last pick?
Well, honestly, the Timo thing was kind of like on the moment, heat of the moment. We're just like, oh, what should we land against Singe to shit on him? And we're like, oh, okay, let's get Timo. Because Rayman's always like, hey, Timu's the best. And we're like, oh, let's just use Timo against them. But for the last pick, it was actually Twisted Fate, and I really didn't expect us to pick that. Or we actually planned on picking it 5th, but we're used to more of a tank team rather than an EU style where you go really squishy champions against another team, right? And that's your goal is to drag it to late game, whereas our goal is usually just to win early game. And so that game was really hard for me because I'm always the type of person that I try to fight, and I just almost lost the game to my team.
Now, not a lot of people know this, but you guys are actually brothers. You're in the top 4 here in Sweden at the Season 1 championship. Now that you guys are going on and you'll be in 4th place, who are you rooting for in the finals?
I'm rooting for Fnatic. I'm actually just kidding. I'm just kidding. I owe my loyalty to my bloodline, so.
That's very nice of you. That's very nice of you. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't really care if he wanted any other team to win, but there's a lot on the line, and we're gonna have to work our way back up because we made bad decisions, and we're just so up ahead, and we should have won, but I don't know. We just need to step it up and try to win.
Now, you guys play together all the time. The two teams practice a lot. What do your parents think about all this?
What are our parents' take on all this? I don't know. I don't know. Let's just leave it at that.
All right, that sounds good. I guess the last question that I have: what do you think of the major problems that you're going to come into, in your fight towards the top 2 in the finals?
The thing with we have a problem ending games, and we shouldn't have that mindset. we're always too scared, and like even when we have like a 10,000 gold lead yesterday, we lost because we were too scared to make a move. Like before level 1, we're really aggressive. We go for kills, we go for tower dives, and we're up like 10 kills. But once it gets to the very last moment, we can just never finish it. We choke. So my goal is to just wrap up games, get better, and hopefully win.
All right, well, you both played really well. We really appreciate the great games that we saw. And we're going to go back to you now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Day 3 of the Season 1 Championship here at DreamHack. I'm Andrew Beagle.
And I'm Karen Vanook, and we are your hosts for Day 3. What an amazing day. We've got $100,000 on the line today and 4 teams competing for the championship.
And anything could happen. You know, yesterday we had a demonstration of just superb skill and really even matches. And today, buckle in because it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I don't think we could have predicted what happened yesterday. Some of the most epic League of Legends matches I've certainly ever seen. So let's take a look back on our top 10 recap for Day 2.
Welcome everybody to the League of Legends Season 1 Championship Top 10 highlights of the day. We're going to start off with number 10. As we come into the game, we have Fnatic taking a 5v0 on Dragon, but Epic is close by. We're going to see what they can do. And oh, the Blitzcrank pull on. The Karth is pushing him back across. And Doublelift going to keep him CC'd a little bit as he runs back into the team fight. But look at that. Jarvan's so low. The flash kill coming in from Doublelift. Great play there. And now comes the rest of the team fight as Malzahar going to jump in onto Ashe. And Nunu with the flash ult as well. Going to meet a very, very dead Ashe as that blows up. And Malefic Vision picks up the rest of that kill. Doublelift getting separately though. Going to keep chasing onto Shushei. Unfortunately though, he will flash across the wall and the hook will miss. But Vayne putting out tons of damage, picking up more kills and more kills as they push down across the map, picking up everything. The Karth will in fact miss, not pick up a single kill, and that's a 2v0 basically win right there. Great play by Epic. So number 9, we come into the game, and Vladimir is going to be squaring off against Rumble. Both players quite low on health. Mimir coming in from the side, trying to pick up on Vladimir, but can't get it. And there comes the Vladimir ultimate, jumping in, hits one transfusion, and here comes Rumble, going to drop the ultimate down, but another transfusion, and then the blood pool comes down, completely juking all the damage, comes out completely safely. Great job there by Vlad. Number 8 comes on, and here we have a team fight up by this turret, and it looks pretty good for Team Solo Mid so far, and here comes the battle. You're going to jump in there. The fear will not come in, and it's Malzahar dropping the ultimate onto Zillion, but it won't be enough damage, and now Jarvan in the front, pinned to the wall by Janna, but it's okay. He's going to jump right away onto Malzahar, picking up Malzahar pretty easily, and then immediately on as he moves on and picks up Corki. That's going to be 2 kills right off the bat. Janna going down to an ignite, and now can anyone else get away? Super low on the hit points, but the Zillion ult is going to keep Nocturne from being afraid. He's going to go ahead and jump on, picking up that kill as Chaos on the Nunu. That's going to be a 4 versus 0 kill score right there. Number 7, the team fight will start. A summoner teleport, the flash, and the damage out, but this looks so bad for KX. Malzahar comes in as well. He's going to drop from full to dead with wonderful coordination, and Nocturne showing up a little bit too late, and nothing's going to happen there. Number 6, Clip, and Wart coming in the middle of the map, hitting the turret, fighting against Taric and Nocturne, chasing Jarvan back into his own turret. He's going to walk back out of range. He's got that Frozen Heart. They're giving him a ton of armor. Going to keep lasting these minions, but he sees Taric trying to recall back. He says, no, I don't really want you to do that. He's going to walk actually through the turret, take a stun, but doesn't really care. He's getting, he's losing some health, but he's got so much armor. He's going to last at a few more minions, get a lot more health coming in. He wants to go once more as we watch the Dragon go down. He's going to go ahead and just harass again in the middle of the lane, and again Taric will lose that recall. The stun and the fear comes out, and it just still does not matter for Warwick, who just takes a siphoning strike and is perfectly fine, walking away from a 1v3 underneath the turret. Number 5, and here is the team fight at Baron, and this is going very, very well for them. But Clairvoyance goes down. There's the Ashe and the Flash, and here they go, gonna find Janna across the map. Giant crits coming out, and that is a dead Janna and a free Baron. Into number 4, and here comes Annie waiting in the wings to jump down onto Sona and Ashe for Against All Authority, and there comes the Tabers, there comes Disintegrate, Incinerate, and the rest of the damage output, and that is a completely dead Ashe right there, and actually Annie calculating the damage she will take from that turret, walking away safely, even last hitting a minion on her way out. Number 3, Clip comes in. There we go, some harassment coming off. Looks like they're gonna push back and forth against each other, and Oh, here it comes. Team Solomid pushing up towards the top, and AAA actually deciding to leave that to them, and they're going to run towards the middle of the map. And yes, TSM is in fact going to engage with a base race against the Authority. Now TSM does have to kill through a turret right there, but they have a giant wave of minions. AAA going to just fight against a bear inhibitor, but the turret will go down first, and they are now both facing that inhibitor with nothing to defend them. Looks like TSM will pick that one up basically at the exact same time. Kuja coming in there, but here comes the Alistair, who's going to flash in the range, using that ultimate to pink out and get some extra damage up. But they are ahead right there. They're the first one to kill the turret. They're the first to kill the second turret, and then now they are on to the Nexus right now, and they're just ahead by about half a Nexus health. And yes, TSM will win game 1 with a complete base race right there. A wonderful job by them. And you see just the looks of relief and just amazement on their faces. Number 2 clip comes in, and it's going to be a team fight in the top of the map. Anivia taking a bit of damage, going to wall off the noob, but not get a lot of damage out of that. Will drop an Ice Blast, getting some damage. We'll pick that one up with the Ignite, just barely. So now Anivia has Golem buff. The rest of the team is showing up. Reginald going to drop Tibbers on top of Anivia. It's going to be a lot of damage. She's healing with the Catalyst, though, and here comes the rest of the team fight. Looks like Annie is not in great shape right now. Vladimir coming in to help as well, and the rest of the damage output comes in, and Anivia will pick up a triple kill there. Now has to be very afraid of the minions. We'll put down the Glacial Storm and walking away with just a little bit of health left. The number 1 clip of the day, though, is after a team fight concludes in the bottom of the map, both teams losing 2. It's going to be Shushay looking to be very aggressive against Malzahar. He looks there. There's the flash, the headbutt, the pulverize. That is a kill right off the bat. Getting exhausted and pushed back by Vladimir, but here comes Ash as well. The arrow will come out. The splash damage will pick up Soraka and stun this Vayne back against her base, and Ash will dive the turret, picking up the 3 kills. It's going to give them the free turret and inhibitor. That would have been a 3v3 against the turret, but instead it's a 3v0. A wonderful play by these guys. Shushay leading that one up. Thanks for tuning into these highlights. We hope to bring you more great moments today, so stay tuned for the stream. You got this.
Well, an amazing highlight video there with my personal favorite actually being the complete troll that was Warwick halfway through that clip there. Yeah. Absolutely amazing stuff. Of course, it is the final day here. We're going to be starting off with the upper bracket final, an all-European affair, Freak.
Yes, an all-European affair. I can just see the giant grin on your face. You're trying to hold it back.
Trying to hold it back, but I just
so
can't.
Pleasantly happy with this, yes. So we're going to show you the schedule of the matches, the games that are coming up today. The rest of the Season 1 Championship going to be completed this evening, or this morning, or this afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. So first off, again, Against All Authority versus Fnatic MSI, the upper bracket final. They will be having a coin toss, or as the producer backstage says, a toin toss. The winner of that flip will get first pick, first ban, and blue side. That will alternate back and forth. Regardless of who wins, it will be the coin toss winner, the coin toss loser, coin toss winner, first pick in between the games. Next after that is going to be the American affair, Team Solomid versus Epic Gaming. The loser of that is taking 4th place, and they're out. The winner of that match that will face the loser of AAA vs Fnatic, and will move on and move on and move on. We'll have all the matches out tonight. Midnight tonight in Sweden. That is 3 p.m. in the Pacific in the U.S., 6 p.m. the East Coast in the U.S. That's going to be the grand final match. And up until then, though, lots of great games, lots of awesomeness right in store for us.
Yeah, some great games. Of course, everything will be best of 3, although, you know, weighted best of 3 once we reach the grand final itself, because obviously if you come through that upper bracket, it's natural that you have an advantage.
Yeah.
So versus the All-American affair coming later, we can talk about that later. Yeah. But first of all, of course, we've got Against All Authority versus Fnatic. An amazing, amazing game. We saw Fnatic struggle to push their way through that group stage. Obviously, they did have a substitute because PK did have a cancelled flight or a delayed flight. Yeah. Either way, he wasn't here. But when he did arrive on day 2, man, were Fnatic good.
Yeah, Fnatic has not dropped a map since they've gotten the full starting 5. Certainly, sorry, I can't help it. The producer says, "You ready for the toin cough?" And I'm like, stop it. Sorry, it's hard for me. You're distracting us, man. So
the thing is, he doesn't actually know that he's calling it a toin cost, I think. He's super serious.
And he's telling us, like, don't talk to him backstage. You're not supposed to talk to us. But if you make jokes, we have to laugh at them. So he's screwing us up, but it's okay. The coin toss is going to be happening very soon. We'll have the rules of that one. We'll have the Corona being flipped around onto the carpet pretty soon. Players are filtering into the game as well. So yes, the matches that we've had, day 1, these teams did meet, and Against All Authority did win that game. Of course, their best of ones. But again, Fnatic not with the full lineup, you know, that might have been pretty harsh for them. But Fnatic, again, have been on a tear since then. They've won everything so far.
Yeah, they've looked absolutely amazing, and apparently we are ready for that toin toss, and we can decide who will be obviously getting the blue side and also the first picks and bans. So I guess we got, yeah, here we are, look, ready for it. Nah.
Tension is massive. Here he comes with the flip. It's going to go onto the ground right now. They're looking down. What will it be? It won't even tell us. It's something shiny.
It's the shiny side.
Yes. Oh, the handshake. GG. Well played right there. Looks like it's going to be someone getting first pick and ban. Thank you. That was, of course, the obvious result. Welcome back to us. Woo! Yeah!
Best coin toss ever.
That was nice. AAA will have the victory there, that tiny victory that gives them the first pick and ban.
That's it then. They're going to win the game.
Wow. So already Fnatic going to go 1-0 in this series, as Joe has said, that AAA would win the first one. Please give us the rest of your predictions. I'd love to have those
I'm not going to give any predictions today. There were a few forum threads about me yesterday, and some guys were like, I wish Joe would stop calling these games because, he's been right in the way that I've been wrong every single game. Even in terms of the scores in these best of three, what I've called, it's been the exact opposite.
You get them down to the maps.
Every single time. Even down to the maps. It's incredible.
Can you please share us this talent?
I have some kind of
fail
brain thing going on.
Can you teach us to fail like you? That'd be great. I would love that.
You want to know my prediction for this game?
Yes, I do. I really
2-1 to against All Authority.
Okay.
Which means Fnatic are going to win 2-1. We don't even need to play the game.
Just have Joe call it the rest of the tournament. I like that a lot. I have to. Sorry, I have to. That button is right there, and it's been looking at me for a long time. Why are you applauding that? That's not even... Oh, right, because the game ended.
The crowd is very happy here at DreamHack today.
No, because it was GG. It was game over. Like, that makes sense. The game ended. Congratulations. Tournament over. 2-1. GG. Yeah.
I'll see you next season.
All right, but seriously, so my predictions actually are going to be, for real, 2-1 to Fnatic. I think they've not lost a map since yesterday. Now, that said, I've been talking with people before the show. Apparently, Fnatic's got like a 5 or 6 match losing streak against AAA. It started on Saturday, the first games, but it's preceded that 5 or 6 games in a row they have lost to AAA. And that's really something to prove right there. AAA has been crushing and crushing and crushing. But again, it seems like Fnatic is the LAN team. They are the team that crushes on LAN. That happens in esports. We have teams that just do better in person than they do online. Yeah. And I think the Fnatic is that team. We saw them win against AAA when they weren't the favorites at the IEM finals. And I think they are going to be able to repeat that.
Yeah, to be honest, against All Authority, we saw them also having a bit of a ropey start as well in this tournament, but since then they seem to have got things together and they've pushed really, really nicely straight through into this upper bracket final. As you mentioned, Fnatic seem to be definitely the team who have shined when in terms of switching between the online to the LAN play. But I believe we're almost ready here to kick things off with the picks and bans.
Yeah, pretty shortly there. Going to hop up into this game in the very, very near future. We're almost ready for these players. We have said go. Yellow Star says ready. One Spectator says GLHF, which is so nice of him, of course. And we're going to get this game as soon as Fnatic says that they are good to go. And I'm just like waiting tensely for them to say yes. Ready from Lamiazel. We are going into the first game of the winner bracket semifinals. The picks and bans starting now. Yellow Star getting the drop on that.
Yeah, first ban will be going to against All Authority, and it's going to be Alistair. Are you even surprised that Alistair's banned after the way we saw Shushi play yesterday?
Thank you, guys.
I do not think so.
I gotta say, I love this crowd. They applaud everything. We saw the the top 10 plays of the day yesterday, and when Warwick showed up on the screen, applause came out. They're like, yes, troll Warwick, and then it was the number 1. And I actually forgot. I was actually the one who said, no, this should be number 1, this should be number 2, and I forgot what number 1 was going to be. I was like, this better be good because I'm going to get yelled at. And then it was Shusha and Alistair, and I was like, yes, super freaking happy for that Alistair. And I was like, okay, I picked correctly. I'm glad. But the crowd reactions were awesome. You guys here in person, thank you so much for being here. This really makes it so much more happy. Yes, please. Yourselves a round of applause. This is so awesome. This is so awesome to be here. People coming up, before the show, stopping me, asking for questions, pictures, autographs. Asking me, not super famous, but asking. You guys are phenomenal. I'm so glad to be here. I've not been to Sweden yet until now, and I want to come back. I want to be at every DreamHack now because this is great. I want to be at every LAN, every League of Legends LAN, and just, it's glorious. So the bans are done, by the way. We talked about something that wasn't related to the game at all.
You can see them on your screen.
You can see them on the screen. Alistair, Rumble, Ash, Nunu, Vladimir, Amumu, pretty standard ones. Needly finally getting picked up. Fnatic was not afraid enough of Needly. I think they baited us. They banned out Nunu and Amumu to screw with Linak, and they're like, all right, you can get Needly, that's cool. We're going to just, kill off your junglers. And actually, interestingly though, because one of the Fnatic guys came up to me after the AAA versus Epic game and said, "Why did you ban Rumble? AAA doesn't play Rumble."
Yeah.
And
then they did it themselves.
Ben Rumble.
But I've seen AAA playing a Rumble before. Kevin, I think, not Kevin. That doesn't make any sense since he plays for games. But we've seen against Authority in a European Championship. I think around about the semi-final stage, and it was a very, very strong Rumble as well. So that's maybe something that Fnatic are looking at, knowing that they can play Rumble.
I think they played it for CLG.
Well, we see. I mean the European Championships.
Yeah, but I thought we saw it yesterday as well. But you're right. Yeah, they haven't seen that once in a while. We've seen Rumble occasionally, and he's been doing quite well so far. He's actually someone on the forums actually made a giant thread of all the picks and bans that were done, the win rates for the champions, the most banned champions. Number 1 most banned is Rumble. Number 2, Twisted Fate's still in too. I wonder if these teams are actually going to go for him, or if the North American play really loves Twisted Fate, but it seems like EUs don't care so much. The lineups are really strong so far. Actually, AAA having their support going to be Sona. They've got that caster. Anivia, they've got that the Nidalee as well. PK getting that Malzahar, and they've got that Corki there for Lamia Zealot. And the jungle, Jarvan going to be there for Cyanide. Shushay with Gragas. Shushay with Gragas. He's got to be happy about that one. He actually asked to try to find some red hair dye so he could more properly cosplay as Gragas in this tournament. He wanted to dye his hair a nice rustic orange.
That was pretty awesome from Shushay to just go into his post-match interview half naked, let's call it, with his bottle of water, which he stole from a water machine in the tournament area, actually. So all credit to Shushay there, keeping things fun. But yeah, we see Gragas, and we've seen actually this tournament some epic Gragas play with that with the ultimate barrel. Just some really great stuff, and Shushay seems to be that player who, he's never boring to watch. He always comes out with these crazy things, whether it's Alistar, whether it's Gragas. Amazing player, and I'm so excited to see him play Gragas in this, super important match.
Yeah, that's pretty glorious, and it's great. I was talking actually at breakfast with some of the other rioters here, and we said, Shushay is the kind of player that plays like he is in real life, where he's very outgoing and funny, and he's just up there doing whatever he wants, and then you see him in game, and he's just like, I'm gonna flash over wall and kill Malzahar. I'm gonna try myself in the enemy base, but it's totally worth it. I'm gonna kill Malzahar. Just whatever. It totally doesn't care, and it works really well. And the jungler's going to be Warwick, right? Okay, so with the junglers of Jarvan and the 2 other being banned, no lane mimic for Soaz. He's actually going to be on Nidalee, but we have Misfortune coming back. We haven't seen her in quite a lot of games, actually. She's finally coming back into these games now. Looks like 5 flash from AAA, but they've got quite the strong lineup. And Melisande taking up Janna, so these are 2 really good lineups now for both teams. Twisted Fate went completely all the way down, not picked nor banned.
Yeah.
It's unique to see that, North American teams really love playing him. Europe's like, whatevs.
Yeah, as you mentioned with Misfortune, we saw her, she was kind of like day 1 pick somehow. Yeah. And then yesterday was not really there that much, but we're going to see Yellow Star taking Misfortune today, so we'll see how he does with that one on the bottom lane. So as with Nidalee, always love to see Nidalee. Those, spears flying in and doing ridiculous damage when they get stacked up with that AP.
Yeah, and this team is really good for poking. You see they've got the Nidalee Spear, the Anivia skill shot. Sona has some decent range. Misfortune can clear mini waves with R. The double up, if you cast it right, can poke a good 1,000 range or so. And the really cool thing they have going on, though, is they have 2 heals and 2 team buffs, where both Nidalee and Sona can keep the team alive, so if they do poke, they can replenish that health really easily. Then they have both Warwick and Nidalee can haste Misfortune to give her tons of damage up, and she really does scale the attack speed quite well. Those impure shots, scaling with ability power and just how quickly you can attack, she's going to get a lot of damage up out of that. Warwick the same way, if he doesn't build pure tank, might go Matter's Blood Razor, and he's going to be proc based as well, going to really care about attack speed. And then the rest of the team, got a little bit of ability power there from Sona's Aura that's going to help Nidalee and Nivea a fair amount. That's going to be kind of nice. And yeah, it's a pretty good, decent team comp, though. Their only beef right there is that Warwick, and the jungle Warwick means he's going to not be solo level. He's not going to be, solo lane farming. So he's going to be one of the least farmed champions on that team. And being your only melee, honestly, it's okay if these guys just blow up Warwick. There's a giant heal from Nidalee, a little bit of heal from Sona, but I think they can still push through that with Ignite, and they do have 2 Ignites so far. They do have the ability to Gragas Barrel and push back the support there, so I think Warwick's going to get blown up a lot this game.
Yeah, I think so as well. I really agree with that, and obviously we did see the 2 bans coming out from Fnatic, Nuno and Amumu, obviously both aimed right in the face of Linet there.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's going to be the one singled out, and actually it's funny, we keep talking
about these teams doing picks and bans against the other teams, and everyone keeps saying, no, you ban the junglers against AAA. That Leonak is great at Nunu and great at Mumu, but you get those two main champions that he plays, which I think is, a weakness for him. A strength that he has those two great champions, but a weakness that he's really bad at those, and we keep seeing them ban against